In this video, we'll be learning how I made this pin cushion from start to finish. Why do you need a pin cushion? It makes pattern drafting, cutting and sewing very easy, and it also functions as a magnet. I'll be sharing with you common tools that you can use to make this that you can easily find in your areas. Please, if at the end of this video you got value, kindly give me a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss our next interesting tutorial, hit the subscribe button. It is for free. It is just to notify you when I upload something new. If you're interested, let's just get straight into this. I'm going to be using this elastic for the base of the wristband. I advise you use elastic for this. Later on in the video, I'll be telling you why you should use elastic for your base. Any width of elastic you can get is fine, and for the width, just ensure that it is equal to your round sleeve measurement plus 0.5, and you should not stretch it while at it. The length and the height of the fabric that you intend to use to cover the elastic band should be 2 times the length and the height of the elastic plus 0.5 inches on both the length and the height for your sewing allowance. So from here, I'll go ahead to fold it up like this. I'm going to sew it up from this end to the other end like this. While sewing it straight, I'm going to leave 1.5 inches unsewn like this. I'll be explaining what we'll do with that. Next, I'm going to open up the band like this. Ensure that the stitch line is on the center part. You place your elastic on it like this. We are going to sew it straight up to close the band at that point, and we'll repeat the same process for the second side. So this is it. We are done with that. The next step, we are going to go to that 1.5 inches you left unsewn. We are going to be flipping it through that point to turn the band over. So I'm just going to use my scissors. I'm going to turn this band over from that 1.5 unsewn part. Ensure that it comes out neatly at the both edges like this. After turning it, to prevent it from coming out like this, we are going to top stitch it using a tiny stitch. The 1.5 unsewn part, as we are going to place it together, we are going to sew it using a tiny stitch as well to close up that part. So here I am done with that. I've also gone ahead to top stitch the edge of the band on the both sides. So next, I'll just go ahead to fix my pressing button. You can decide to use 2 pressing buttons, one at the top and the other at the down. Just ensure it doesn't overlap too much, as we never added overlapping allowance. To get the center of this, I'm going to stretch it up to share the fullness evenly. We are going to place it on fold, and we are going to mark the center part as you see me do like this. For the pin cushion, I went ahead to cut a piece of fabric as a 6.5 inches wide and 6.5 inches long. So I'll just go ahead to place it on fold like this, and from this closed angle like this, I'm going to mark out 3 inches all around, connect my dot together, and I'm going to cut it out to give me a cycle like this. So I've gone ahead to thread my needle. I thread it a bit long. Thread it long. I'm going to be telling you the essence of it later on in the video. So I'll just go ahead to use a back and forth stitch, and I'm going to sew it using 0.5 inches. I'm going to sew it all around. The back and forth stitches should not be too gap. This is what it should look like. So I'll just go ahead to pull my thread, and it's going to form this ball like look like this. Now you're going to take your pieces of fabric, foam or fiber, whatever you intend using to fill it up. Just ensure that you cut it into tiny bits. If you're using foam or fabric, if you're using fiber, this is how you should do it before you fill the ball up. I'm going to go ahead to stretch it. When you pull it together, you are going to observe and look. If it is not filled enough, you can go ahead to fill it more. Next, you ensure that your 0.5 sewn part does not fall into the ball like this. So you just pick it out before you pull it the final time. Next, you are going to sew through your gathered point. This is to make sure that your ball is very tight. While you do this, ensure that you pull it very tight so that your pin cushion can be held very tightly. Then you go ahead to tie it up. You can see this is firm enough. The essence of threading your needle long at first is because you're going to be using the same thread to pass through the center of the wristband like this. For how I stitched this, I simply went through the wristband first, pass it through the pin cushion as you can see me do. Then I went back into the wristband again. I will still go up the wristband, pass it through the pin cushion. I'm going to go back into the wristband. You can see the part that I have done. You can see the effect, how it perfectly covered our gathered point beneath it. That's the hand stitching technique I use in sewing it all around. So ensure it is very tight or not loose. So I'll go ahead to tie it behind it like this. So I'm going to be telling you the essence of fixing a pressing button to it. To wear it without opening the pressing button, all you have to do is to hold it at that point so it will not break off, and you just wear it.
So I'll be telling you the important use of the pressing button, but before then,
subscription is free. It is just to notify you when I upload a new content, a new video, a new sewing hack. So please like the video and subscribe.
the essence of the pressing button is for you to be able to fix it on your machine head when you are not using it or when you do not feel like wearing it on your wrist. When you fix it on your sewing machine, ensure that your sewing thread is above the pin cushion so that it will not restrict the flow of thread. But if your machine head is way bigger than your round sleeve, then you don't need to fix a pressing button to your wristband. But if you intend to make for your sewing machine, you use your machine measurement and you fix the pressing button.
In our next video, I'm going to be showing you how you can use a tailor's arm or a pressed ball. I'll be showing you how you can use it and how you can make this. If you are interested, kindly hit the subscribe button. It is just to notify you when I upload it. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Chi Designs and Apparel.